Welcome to Everyday Business Solutions. This is the podcast that seeks to make your business knowledge more expansive and to help provide solutions to all of your questions that you may not have known to ask. This mini season for the month of December, we're going to be diving into a company called TruePoint based in Toledo, Ohio, and we're going to focus on what 3D laser scanning is and how it can help your business save money. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Everyday Business Solutions and our first mini season. My name is Haley Morris. Again, I'm your podcast coordinator and host. And with me, I have brought back Ryan Hacker, and we are going to be talking more about TruePoint. So for today's segment, I really want to go into how 3D laser scanning works and the technology that goes into it. So Ryan, if you don't mind, could you tell us more about that?
Sure. So one primary method that laser scanning uses is it sends millions of light pulses per second, which reflect off of objects and return to the scanner's sensor. For each pulse, the distance between the scanner and the object is measured by the elapsed time between the time being sent and received pulses. This is known as time of flight, or also, as we referenced last time, LiDAR technology. There are other types as well, but the premise is all the same, that it's essentially measuring distance. So each point of the scan will then be converted to a pixel with a known X, Y, and Z coordinate. And then what we do is we set the scanner up in multiple positions around a site from varying viewpoints. And then at the end, all of the data is registered together into one data set. So if you think of it like each scan is a piece of a puzzle, when we put the puzzle together, that is actually the registration process of tying them all together, and then you see the big picture. So with these millions of data points, we capture and process into what's called the point cloud. It creates a very accurate data set of the structure or the site that we're scanning. The other thing we can do is with these we can take full color scans, and we can actually do 360-degree photos as well that are dimensionally accurate of the site. And so the client would receive not only this point cloud, but they can actually have a photorealistic looking image of their site as well that they're able to take accurate dimensions and measurements from.
That's pretty cool. And I'm a visual person, so I hope everybody else is too. And just imagining this process is incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is neat. It's, if you think of a picture, each pixel in a picture, that's kind of like a point cloud. So in other words, as you zoom out, it looks kind of like a photograph, albeit not quite as clear. But as you zoom in, each individual measurement that we take is just like a pixel of a photo. So just like when you zoom in on a picture, you see those individual pixels. That's really what a point cloud looks like.
So that's incredible technology. What are some of the benefits of it?
So there's a ton of benefits of laser scanning, again, which is what got me into this industry to begin with. But the biggest thing right off the bat is you can have a complete as-built documentation of your site. The technology is very precise, and we can collect the data at a very high speed. So you're able to do it very quickly. The data is dimensionally accurate, measurable, and shareable data sets that can be sent around to various offices, various people, throughout the project. Projects can be turned around very quickly. The data can be processed within a day or two, typically, on normal sized projects. Obviously, larger projects may take a little longer. Decreased disruption of project environment. So laser scanning is a non-contact measurement tool, which means we can set up from a distance and capture the information that we need. This also translates into minimal operational shutdowns. So in other words, a lot of the facilities we're scanning are in operation while we're out there scanning. And typically they will not need to shut down or anything of that sort. It also will eliminate the need for site revisits because laser scanning indiscriminately captures anything and everything that it can see essentially. And so even though today we might not realize we needed this measurement or that measurement, we most likely pick that up in the scan data. And so you really do eliminate or minimize site revisits. As I talked about a moment ago too, it really is a safe solution for inaccessible or hazardous locations. And again, it goes back to the fact that the scanner doesn't have to be set up next to something or touching something that could be potentially hazardous, or a piece of equipment that's running, things of that sort. And overall, it expedites the project planning and execution process. And ultimately, overall, reduction in change orders, delays, and cost to the project. So there's a lot of other benefits as well, but I would say those are probably the biggest ones.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned about like how quickly it can be done, and obviously only having to do one site visit is amazing. How long does a laser scan actually take?
Yeah. So first of all, with us having project managers all over the U.S., we can quickly work to get our clients detailed quotes as well as mobilize to the sites for our clients. And so for most jobs, areas can be scanned in as little as a few hours to larger sites, maybe a few days. We do sometimes scan like entire facilities or campuses. Those can take several weeks to capture the entire site, but most projects are measured in hours or days typically.
All right, so this is some really cool information as far as that technology that goes into it in the beginning to end process. For our listeners' sake, how does this tie back into the Everyday Solutions brand?
So as often is the case with like buildings and plant and facilities, existing 2D drawings either don't exist at all or they're inaccurate and incomplete. Project managers recognize that they need accurate as-built data to evaluate their structures and their equipment. And so the comprehensive point cloud obtained by 3D laser scanning provides a complete digital replica of the facility. And that obviously can be used for easy collaboration and communication on their project with all of the stakeholders involved in the process.
So that is going to wrap up our section 2, our second episode of our mini season for Everyday Business Solutions. And again, this is Ryan Hacker, and he is the president of TruePoint. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you, Ryan, for coming on again.
Thanks for having me again. Appreciate it, Haley.